How to make $80 an hour as a freelance software developer. Now, this is something that I've personally done, so I think I'm a great person to teach you how to do it because, I've done it, I've done the steps. There are 5 steps that I would follow in order to make $80 an hour as a freelance software developer. So without further ado, let's get into those steps. The first step is to choose your technology. When people post a job to Upwork or Freelance, they have something very specific in mind. They want an app, they want a website, they want a game. It's usually either a website or an app as far as software development goes. So it's important that you choose your technology with that in mind. So I recommend going to those freelancing sites. So just browse around and look for something that you might be interested in. Personally, I like web development because with web development you can build mobile apps as well as web apps. The mobile apps are with Ionic. It's able to produce mobile apps with web technology, and then the same code can be used to build web apps. So as far as actually getting things done, Ionic is one of the best tools for doing something like that. But you can really do anything. There's a lot of WordPress work on there, but the barrier to entry for WordPress is a lot lower than the barrier to entry for something like Ionic or just Angular, coding things from scratch. So I recommend choosing something where you'll have to spend a little bit more time learning that technology, but once you're a master in it, then you'll be able to charge a lot more, like the $80 or even more. Okay, so that's step 1, choose your technology. Step 2 is master that technology. I recommend working on your own projects first so that when it comes time you can actually build someone else's project for them, and they won't be upset with you if it's like your first time and you're super slow. So I recommend building at the very least one project, but hopefully several projects of your own. And while you're doing this, just focus on best practices, writing good code. I have a video on 5 Angular best practices. Be sure to watch that if you haven't already, because clients want their project to be very nice, like very functional. If they bring on someone else, they don't want to have you train them. They just want it to be intuitive. You can pick up right where they left off with minimal overhead. So when you're mastering your technology, focus on those best practices. Focus on building your own projects to get that experience under your belt. If you don't do those things, you might not get those good reviews, and so your profile listing might suffer. So make sure you really master your technology. Not a joke, you have to do this, otherwise this is not going to work. Okay, so master your technology. I'm not going to pound that into your brain anymore. You guys got it. Step number 3 is going to be to register your profile. Now, there are several different sites, like I've been saying, to register your profile on. I like Upwork.com, but I think there's also Freelance.com. There are a whole bunch of them. Just do a Google search and you can see like all the different options. There's plenty of work to go around for quality software engineers, so just pick a platform and then make your profile. When you're doing this, make sure you add a video if you can on that platform. Videos really convert super well. It helps you build a connection with your audience. Just like you can see me talking to you right now, where we have like a stronger connection than you would have if I were writing like a blog post about this sort of thing. So make a video for your profile. It'll really help strengthen the connection and land you those jobs. Also, another little tip for creating a profile, you'll want to charge less at first. So maybe if your goal is $80 an hour, maybe start more at like 40 or something like that. You want to get good reviews and clients first. It'll be easier to get your foot in the door that way. Once you get good reviews on your profile, you can raise your price up. But for the very beginning, I recommend starting lower than your target. Oh, also, when you're creating your profile, make sure to spend a lot of time on it. This is what clients are going to see. This is how they judge whether or not you are a good programmer, is based on your profile. So do a good job, otherwise you're probably not going to get a lot of jobs with like a half put together profile. Alright, step number 4 is apply for work. So you've chosen your technology, you've mastered that technology, you've built your profile on Upwork or Freelance, and you're ready to apply for work. So this might take a while. The first job I landed took me quite some time of just applying for the highest quality jobs, and it took me a while to get one of those, but if you're willing to take kind of like a less high paying job with still hopefully a good client to give you a good review, then do that. So apply for work, but expect that the first job you get might not be as great as the next. But once you get this ball rolling, it sort of compounds and you get better and better jobs. You can charge a higher and higher rate. There's a cap, of course. Like, no one's gonna pay you $1,000 an hour to build a website for them. That's ridiculous, but you can definitely get it fairly high. So keep your chin up when you're applying for that work, and I'm sure it'll work out for you. Okay, now step number 5 is to actually do the work. So you've landed a client, your job is to make them as happy as possible. They need to leave you a good review, so you need to focus on delivering quality results. This goes back to step number 2. When you mastered your technology, make sure to use those best practices. Make sure that you're communicating well with the client. Make sure you're on the same page. It's really helpful if they send you like mock-ups of what you're supposed to be doing. A mock-up is just like a picture or something, their design, which is what they want it to look like. That makes your job a lot easier, so if you can, ask for that. And also, when you're applying for the jobs, make sure that you can actually do the thing that you're applying for, obviously. Make sure you know in your head, okay, I would do this and this and this. You don't have to spend a lot of time. Just if you think you can generally do it, you'll probably be able to figure it out. But if something sounds like it's kind of way above your skill level right now, don't apply for that. It'll be a bad experience for both the client and you, so make sure you only apply for jobs that you can actually do. And then again, in step number 5, do the work, over deliver, get the good reviews, and then you'll be good to go. You'll be making that $80 an hour in no time. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely leave a like if you did. Also be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Oh, and one more thing, in the future I'll be developing a master course on several different topics. One of the topics I was considering doing this for was the Ionic framework. If you guys are interested in a paid master course for the Ionic framework so that you can start making that $80 an hour, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you'd be interested in a master course like that. But for now, I hope you guys are enjoying the free content. I personally enjoy making this sort of thing. I'll see you guys in the next video.